To employ local people to do jobs in Jersey.
You could negotiate a price from the start, but I think the public ought to know what the price is. It's fairly simple, isn't it?
I think the really important point here is that we set up a professional property development company, SOJDC, and it's resourced with property professionals. It's got a highly skilled and highly professional board, and they're the people that should make the judgment call.
Well, so now you're going to tell me that it's up to them if they take one. You're going to actually tell me now. Are you going to tell me that it's up to SOJC to make the decision whether or not to go with one tender?
SOJDC...
You cannot shift that to SOJC and say, well, they're a professional outfit, it's up to them if they only want to go with
They
one.
were set up...
When we've just gifted them this piece of land...
Yes, but they were set up...
that's not acceptable.
Well, they were set up specifically to do a job, and the job was to be a property development company to maximise the value of your assets.
Tender, Mr. McLean. No property development company would just go with one tender.
But you're just assuming that, I mean, this is
I
all...
don't know. I am assuming
well,
because
if the government was a bit more transparent, we might know what we're talking about.
Transparency. It's not about transparency. It's about the groundswell of opinion against this, which I think is...
It's not, it's about honesty and transparency.
No, it's not. There's people that are against this, and they're against it, and nothing will change their mind about it. That's what it's about. I'm not saying
you're making some rather large assumptions.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying how I see it.
I would be very keen to see this project come to fruition and to be successful.
Yes, of course,
but I'm very, if I can finish, I'm very concerned that this government is allowing itself, after a record of the last 20 to 30 years of mismanagement of property that they own, actually taking these risks with the public's money and handling this in what I seem to see as being just a shambolic manner.
Well,
I mean, this has
not
not
a
been
shambolic.
this has not been tendered properly. The original plan, going back to 2008, was a plan in its entirety. And I don't think that you're going to be able to make this successful by just taking it one chunk at a time. And that's the way, to me, you seem to be trying to do this. Building number 4, let's build that no matter what. But if you put building number 4 up, what are you going to do about the infrastructure that you need to support that building? If building number 4 doesn't succeed, will you go to building, I don't know what, because we've lost the order, haven't we? We haven't got building number 1. God knows, where's the next building?
Building number 5 is the nearest one in geographical terms.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell because if you actually go to JDC's website, they themselves are confused because there's 2 different measurements for building number 4, 67,000 square foot on one page and then 64,000 square feet on another. So I'm confused. But I think we've got to be convinced that this project is totally viable and that not in the manner that it's been put to the public of Jersey and the manner that it's now being taken on is to me looking piecemeal and is not transparent.
But the whole purpose of breaking it down and doing it phase by phase, building by building, was to de-risk it. What you're quite rightly concerned about, I think you're all concerned about, is the risk to the public.
Yeah.
It's not public money, as I've explained, that's being used to actually develop this building. Okay?
Public risk.
State Stress Development Company have gone out for private funding.
It's public risk.
Well, there's risk in everything, isn't there? And I've never said on any occasion at all that there's no risk at all.
So why is the government of Jersey going into the property market and taking public risk with the public's money and with the public's property?
The States Assembly took the decision in 2010 to set up SOJDC to maximise the value of public assets. That was the purpose. They also took into consideration, I'm sure at that time, that there was very little investment going on. Money wasn't easily available. It was in the middle of the deepest, longest financial crisis in living memory. And at that particular time when that company was set up, you can understand the reason why there was market, you could argue reasonably, there was market failure. Okay? There was a need to drive in with investment. There was a lack of Grade A office space, which is still the case, because the private sector wasn't at that stage developing. I do accept that in the intervening year, certainly in the last year or two, the private developers have started to build again, and that's good news. It's showing the economy is beginning to recover. Nevertheless, the absolute basic reason for SOJDC being set up was to maximise the value of public assets, and that's exactly what it's doing. There's been 5 separate debates within the states by different politicians over a number of years seeking to stop or defer or make changes to the remit of SOJDC. Each one has been overwhelmingly defeated based on the facts that were presented before states members at those particular times of those debates.
I'm still concerned